Alright, so what we're going to look at in this video is we're going to look at the last two different ways of counting votes. The last two methods, which is polarity with elimination and pairwise comparison. Remember previously we've talked about polarity, which is just whoever gets the most first place votes wins, and we talked about the Borda count, which is assigning first place gets a certain number of votes, second place gets a certain number of votes, third place, and so on and so forth. And then you add up whoever has the most. So we're going to look at the last two. So first thing I want you to do is I want you to make a preference ballot of the following four presidents and rank them 1 through 4 of who's your favorite to least favorite. Or if you don't like any of them, your least hated to your hated. I will give you about 5 seconds. Alright, so if you have to pause the video, you can. Now, let's say I did the same thing to about 37 people, and this is the preference schedule that I got. So 14 people like Taylor most, and then moving on down. So based off of this, we're going to use polarity with elimination and figure out who is the winner. All right. And if you want, with yours, you can throw yours in there and see if it changes. It could, maybe it won't. You never know. You can always check it. Alright, so with polarity with elimination, essentially what you're doing is you're looking at whoever is the most popular, and then, or whoever's the least popular you are eliminating, and then moving their votes around. So in this case, to start, we have all four of them lined up, and underneath them I'm going to put how many first place votes they have. So Taylor has 14, McKinley has 10 and 1, so 11. Hoover has 4. And Jimmy Carter has 8. Right. So now we're going to say who has the least amount. Well, it's Hoover. 4 is the smallest number. So now Hoover is eliminated. So now you go through your preference schedule and you eliminate Hoover from every single one. Right. Now the question is, who gets his 4 first place votes? Right. His 4 first place votes are going to move to whoever would get those if he were eliminated. Remember, these ballots are transitive. So that means everybody moves up if somebody above them is eliminated. So in this case, Carter would get his 4 votes. So now Jimmy Carter has 12. Okay, and now we do the same thing, but with the new counts. So Taylor has 14, McKinley has 11, and now Carter has 12. Who has the least amount? Well, it's McKinley. All right, so now we go through and we eliminate McKinley from each one. And again, we move whoever is in second or behind him gets his new first place votes. Both these cases is Carter. So Carter gets now 11 more votes. So Carter's up to 23. And now we do the same thing one last time. Who has the most first place votes? Carter. So Taylor is eliminated. So Mr. Jimmy Carter is our winner of this election. All right. And so that's how we do polarity with elimination. You find whoever has the least, you eliminate them, and then everybody moves up one. Okay? And then you keep moving away those first place votes until you're down to 1. This is also called the instant runoff, because after the first one, we have a runoff, and then we do it again, and again, and again. You could think of this as if there was 5 people running for the mayor of a city. You could do this, and you could find out who's going to win. All right? Instead of having to do an election over and over again, you just do one, and you can figure out who wins. All right, even if they don't have over 50% of the votes. Now, pairwise comparison is the second one that we're looking at. Pairwise comparison is different. It's, if you want to think about it, it's like a round robin, where everybody has to compete against each other. The World Cup qualifiers right now, the U.S. has to play against Honduras and Jamaica and all these other countries in the CONCACAF tournament. They have to play everybody at least twice. In this one, we're going to have everybody compete against each other once and to see who wins. The winner will get a point, loser doesn't get a point, and if they tie, they get half a point. And that's what's going to happen. So what's going to happen is we're going to go Taylor against McKinley and see who has the most first place votes. All right, so let's do that one first. So ZT versus WM. So for 14 votes, it looks like it goes to Taylor. For 10 votes, it's McKinley. For 8 votes, McKinley is above Taylor, so McKinley gets 8 more votes. For 4, McKinley is above Taylor again, so he gets 4 more, and McKinley gets 1 more. So it looks like the final will be 23 to 14 in favor of McKinley. So that means that McKinley will get 1 point, right? And then we do this to everybody else. Now, depending on the size of it, if you have about 10 to 12, it's going to be a lot of different comparisons. The actual formula that you use is n minus 1 times n all over 2. Where since we had 4 different, we go 4 minus 1, 3 times 4, 12, divided by 2 is 6. So we have 6 comparisons that we have. Okay, and here's the 6. And what you're going to do is each person you're going to compare and see who wins. So we already did this one. It was 24-14. And then go back to, and you're going to have to go back to the performance schedule over and over again to figure this one out. So I have McKinley against Hoover. If we were to count them, 19 to 18, it's a very close battle where McKinley will win. All right. So we can start giving points. McKinley has 2. Taylor has none so far. Hoover has none so far. And Mr. Carter has none right now. All right. Then we go McKinley against Carter, in which it's pretty far away. It's 25 to 12 in favor of McKinley. So McKinley has 3 points. And now we move over to the next ones. Taylor against Hoover, and oh, look at that. Hoover wins 23-14, and Carter wins also 23-14. And as you see, all these are the same. If you look back at the performance schedule, Taylor finished last in every single one except for his 14. So that means everybody's going to get all the points that he did not get first in. And that's why they're all 23-14. And Hoover against Carter, and it is a blowout in favor of Hoover, 28 to 9. All right. Hoover has 2, Carter has 1, and Taylor has none. So that means if we want to use this polarity with elimination, not polarity with elimination, that's the one previous. If we want to use the pairwise comparison, which is this one, we have McKinley as our winner. All right. So using pairwise comparison, we have McKinley as the winner. If we want to use the instant runoff or polarity with elimination, that was Carter. All right. And again, when in class, we'll go over more examples and we'll show how these are flawed in some way. Again, they're not perfect. No voting methods that we have are perfect, and we will show exactly how this one is flawed.